We welcome in Heather Crouch.
She's doing a great job.
Outstanding job. Hi, Heather.
Hey, Heather.
It's wonderful. Pioneers win 81-75. Things are wonderful all around. We're joined by Pioneer coach Mike Jones. That's who that is.
It is.
I talked a little bit about, a turning point in the season for the Pioneers. And, man, if this thing didn't follow the script when we were in Salisbury, I was getting a little bit nervous. But, what we didn't see in that game, not necessarily from making free throws down the stretch, but we saw veterans making plays for this Pioneer team in the second half.
We just kept preaching it. We just kept preaching attack, attack, attack. What happened in Catawba, early was that we weren't, we've kind of come to finally realize that maybe we're not the perimeter shooting team that we thought we were going to be.
Right.
And it's still hard for me personally to believe. But here what we do have is we got a couple guys that are great at attacking the rim, and we've got a couple guys that are learning.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I could do it. Corey Fagan had a great drive, and obviously we know that Darius drives it well and Zach drives it well. We've seen Javon do more and more. Gunner got right to the rim, and got it on the rim. Kendall's doing it, so we're starting to see that we don't have to be a jump shooting team. That we're crafty enough, and we're athletic enough, and we're slippery enough to make our way through. So, and I thought that's what we saw. I thought we took. There was a couple times we took some jump shots we shouldn't have. At some, it was about the 8-9 minute mark. The game was in the balance. We took a couple bad shots. Unfortunately, we had the 8-minute media, and we got to talk about it a little bit. And then after that, man, I thought we were really good down the stretch. And if that Carter kid could make a free throw, golly, we'd have been great.
Yeah,
and of course,
100-point game.
Yeah, and of course, he's fantastic, and he just had a bad night shooting it from the free throw line, and that is obviously not typical him.
You said we want to make this a half-court offense, half-court defense
I thought
game.
we did that.
You dictated it.
Yeah.
When they came back into the game, they dictated their style, I think.
I agree. And I tell you what, we were able to run a completely different vibe. We've got Gunner in, and we've got Javon was in, and Vincent Brown was in, and John Knight was in, and Matt Schoen was in. And we were able to keep that bunch in right there and really let them battle. And they made a little bit of run. They chipped away, but, it took them one out of their 3 possessions. And, and then all of a sudden we were able to bring, I subbed 5 brand new guys. And I looked down the bench, and here we've got Kendall, you've got Darius, and you've got Corey, and you've got Chase, and you've got Zach Davis. And I was able to say, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go. And man, I thought that was really big for us. And then we were able to. I felt like they had enough gas to really ride us the rest of the way.
Newberry flashbacks was just like
I don't know about
blowing
that,
my mind. Individually, Zach Davis seems like every time I made some type of a comment, whether it was good or bad. He took one shot, I think, today that was very uncharacteristic.
Top of the key.
But I couldn't argue with his second effort, tying up a ball or getting an offensive rebound.
He was really, really good tonight. I was really proud of him. Did a great job, and we've just continued to see him when he just does what he does. And he's a good, solid perimeter shooter. When he gets a little bit fatigued, that's where he kind of suffers a little bit. But when he attacks, I mean, there's few guys in this league truly that can attack the way he does. But what we've been preaching to him is he can't do it to a first side. He can't do it off one pass when a defense is standing there and everybody's eyes are on him. If we can get a ball reversal, if we can get a play and then throw it to him and make a team close out, and Catawba that's what we kept talking about. They couldn't guard him, and he did just a phenomenal job.
Thought we were good, especially with Chase Mounts on the floor. He picked up some fouls, and we owned the paint. And I thought he was better than Warren, which I think that's a great matchup.
That is, and I thought, Catawba. We talked a lot about the fact that we felt like Catawba really looks for the bigs early in an offense, but after the first 10 to 11 seconds of that shot clock, man, they'll go guards. And I felt like we took their bigs away early and made their guards. And now Jerron Morrison, is that Jerron? The Morrison kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jaron Morrison, he made some tough shots, man. Yeah. He can really play. He's a great player. And he made some tough ones. But they were late shot clocks. They were hand in his face. He's having to make it 2-3 moves to get the ball to the rim, and he just made some shots. But, so, I mean, they're a good basketball team. They've got some guys that they can really play. I'm really proud of the way we handled ourselves. Like I said, we got the thing in the half court. We were able to make them play half court offense for the most part, make them play half court defense, and that's what you got to do, I think, to beat Catawba.
I think that truthfully was the whole key. You know, just to be honest, the fact that you mentioned it, Jaron got shots, but it was in the half court.
Yeah.
Because when Jamil Taylor, he scored 13 of his or 16 of his 19 in the second half. A lot of that was in transition, still with good pressure, but he's driving to the back.
Exactly. You know, they're so good in the open court. They've got several players that can really play in the open court, and so you got to do a good job of trying to slow them down and just make them play against 5-on-5 defense, and we felt like that's where we had an advantage, and for the most part, we did that.
You know, it's not like this is a shock. It ends a bit of a streak against Catawba, and the games have always been tight. But this is, again, a big week. Brevard is Wednesday. I understand that, they walked to practice 2 miles uphill both ways in a gym that wasn't heated. And we're practicing on Sunday because, they had games tonight. This is a tough place, tough environment to go play against Brevard.
Man, no question. And you've got to come to play. I mean, I tell you what, they'll be right on top of us. Their student section is fantastic. It's as good as you see in this conference, truly. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that they're right on top of you, and they make a lot of noise. And so it's a closed gym. It's not like a lot of the gyms we play on that are a little more open. So it's a different feel. Obviously we feel like we've got a great advantage in the interior. But we've got to attack their zone. We've got to make them play, and we did a great job here of beating the ball down the floor before they had a chance to set up that zone and do a good job. And we've got to make sure we do that at their place.
Make sure you take the kids to school tomorrow.
Are they going to have school?
Have school tomorrow.
Wait, that'd be swell.
It's going. Yeah, they're going. Congratulations.
Isn't Heather doing a good job?
Yeah, you've had a great job.
Hey,
outstanding.
You want to talk to Zach?
Yeah, we'll talk to Zach. He's here.
He is here.
We're going to do that next.
All right.
Zach Davis on the way. He's Mike
brother.
Jones.
Thanks.
Pioneers get the win by a final of 81-75. Zach Davis is on the other side, back in 1 minute as you listen to Pioneer basketball here on the Pioneer postgame report.